Welcome to The Actor's Choice, where the actors and actresses have a chance to talk about themselves and their careers. Join us now for the next hour as we explore the marvelous industry of acting by actors and actresses from today's exciting show business world. And now, direct from Hollywood, here's your host, Ron Brewington.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Brewington, and welcome to The Actor's Choice. Roll it, Tony.
We are gathered here today to determine who is the greatest light-skinned Negro that ever lived. Thank you, Reverend. Before we begin tonight, I'd like to give thanks to the Almighty. Thank you, Oprah.
I believe, literally, I'm the greatest Negro that ever lived.
Look, guys, I don't want to take sides. I pick sides, bad things happen. I don't like that. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. My only competition is The Rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, my first guest today is a creator, a director, a producer. He's got a lot of talent, ladies, and enjoyed him to direct shows at Fremont Center Theater, Edgemar Center for the Arts, I.O. West, and Upright Citizens Brigade, to name just a few. And if you think that's not enough, ladies and gentlemen, this man is well known for his portrayal of former President Barack Obama. You just saw it just moments ago. Good stuff there. You did very well. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeremiah Reid. Greetings, Derek, and welcome to The Actor's Choice.
Thank you.
Hey,
I'm really happy to be here.
Fine. Where was you born at?
I was born in Chicago, but my parents, the son of a preacher man, so we actually lived in lots of cities around America.
Okay. I see by looking up on my feature film that I've got here, the first that you got into as an actor was called Uncensored Hollywood, of all things. I went, look at that.
Yeah, that was my first web series, Uncensored Hollywood. It was a great show. It was about a acting coach who's a little crazy. So
yes.
But I'll tell you, the title was a mistake. We did the title. We decided to call the show Uncensored Hollywood, which is a huge mistake because when you Google it, people are like, "Well, what's your show?" I go, Uncensored Hollywood. People Google it, and they found some interesting videos that weren't necessarily me. They're like, so. But it's a great, if you Google it, if you do find it on the web series, on YouTube.
Super. That sounds very, very good. You moved on, and let's move at a little speed here because I got a lot of stuff to put in here today. One of them is you played at a place that all people who have that kind of style that you have, it's called the Comedy Store in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You were there, weren't you?
Oh yeah, I played the main room and of course the belly room. There's so much comedic energy in there.
Yes.
Yeah, I just tried to soak up. I was like standing on stage and I'm like, oh, this is where Richard and Jim Carrey and Robin Williams.
I have gone there many, many times. I mean, it's just a marvelous place to go. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Okay.
Amen.
We got a video. Can we show that one, Tony?
The next person I'm bringing to the stage, Mr. Derek Jeremiah Reid.
My name is Derek Jeremiah Reid, and for those of you wondering, I am half black and half white, which can be tough. You know, sometimes people give me crap about that, like, you ain't black! You ain't no brother! And I'm like, Dad? My dad thinks he's funny. He's like, you ain't black, you wanna...
Oh, yeah. By the way, you didn't hear the sound right now, but when you take it home, which you will send you a copy, you'll be able to hear and see what you have to say out there. But looking good at the Comedy Store. What made you get into this business at all in the first place?
Trying to win back my mama's attention, my mom's affection. I was the first of four, and so she had her hands full. And so what I could do, I could say, hey, Mama, I'm going to do a show for you. And she'd go, hey, sit down, everybody, sit down. We're going to watch Derek do comedy. And so after lots of therapy, I've come to realize that I got into comedy show business so that my mom would pay attention to me like when I was her only child.
Okay. How about your father? How you guys getting along?
Oh, great. My dad, he's about to retire. He teaches at Truett Seminary.
Yes.
In Waco, Texas. He's one of the foremost Old Testament professors in the world. Yeah. So he knows the good book, baby.
All right. One of the things that's happening in the world today is a little thing called hip hop. It just turned 50. I can't believe it's 50. I mean, with the hip hop, the heavy to the heavy. That was what? That's 50 years ago.
That's crazy. Just feels like yesterday, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm turning 50 this year too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's why I'm tripping out. The Groundlings turns 50 this year.
Okay.
Hip hop turns 50 this year. And
Okay.
I turned 50 this year. And I'm the hip hop improv teacher of the Groundlings. I'm like, this is all coming together.
It just happened so fast.
I mean, yeah.
But may I say this? Just my own opinion. I see a lot of people who want to be rappers, want to be, and when I look at them, I said, man, you need to twist it a little bit more, get more skill in there before you step out there, and please stop using the N word so much. The other day I was with a guy, every other word was the N word. Please.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, that's one of the downsides of hip hop is some of it doesn't age that well.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite tracks, I'm like, I got two beautiful little girls, and I'm like, I can't play that anymore. So, but what I will say about hip hop, part of the reason that it has been that it has survived longer than other art forms like grunge and stuff like that, alternative, is it's always given a voice to the voiceless.
Yes.
Hip hop, you're right. A lot of these young brothers who want to just the bling bling and the stardom and stuff like that, they usually don't make it very far. But people who really have something to say, it's their instrument.
Okay. I understand that Groundlings Improv Theater turning 50. We just saw that just a moment ago, and that you are a improv instructor there. Tell us about that. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Actually, March 9th, I'm teaching there at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I have we're having an open house. So I think if you go to groundlings.com, there might be one of the classes I know is sold out. They might both be sold out, but I am teaching at the Groundlings March 9th and again in April for their masterclass series. And I just, and also I perform at their Wednesday show, the Crazy Uncle Joe show, pretty frequently. I love that theater.
Okay. Give us a show. Show us what you do as an instructor. Teaching what you're doing, what you're moving, how you doing.
Oh, really? Why don't you give me a suggestion? Like, is there a historical figure that you want me to do a freestyle rap about, Ron?
Go ahead, man. Knock it down. Yeah,
give me a. Oh, I see you got Isaac Hayes in the background, right? You got Isaac Hayes.
Yeah, that's Hayes.
Yeah. What? I might go first, and then I might go last, because who is my hero? Is my boy named Shaft. Yeah, you know exactly who he'd be. If you haven't, then maybe Richard Roundtree. You should look him up on the IMDb, because he was the first before Shaft 1, 2, and 3. And I'm not mad at you, because if you read Shaft in Africa every single day, I like to play a little Isaac, Hayes equals Hayes.
Wow, that's beautiful. Where do you see hip hop going?
I see hip hop becoming more live and in the moment with the rise of AI. I mean, AI can already do hip hop, right? AI can pretty much simulate Eminem almost perfectly, so you don't, because it's just words, right? So what I imagine, I could be wrong, but I think what's really going to impress people is not what you recorded in the studio, but what you can spit in live real time. Human intellect is going to, I think, become even more important. That people are going to really want to see poetry slams and want to see live performances. That's what I'm kind of hoping that the future of hip hop gets a little bit more musical.
You got time for acting? You doing something?
I do a little bit of acting here and there. I'm still sending out those self tapes. Got a self tape due in an hour. So I try to get in there as much as possible. But like I said, COVID changed everything, man. Things are just different.
All right. The future of freestyle and AI, artificial intelligence. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, like I said, I think that the future will be like, for example, another one that I like is the Kevin Bacon game.
Yes.
The Kevin Bacon game. So let's do the Kevin Bacon game real quick. Can you give me a well-known actor?
I've heard of it.
Yeah. So, name a well-known actor, Ron, really quick. as a suggestion. Like, name the first well-known actor that comes to mind, and I'll spit really fast.
Okay, the first thing that comes to my mind is money.
Well, money. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, you know who is money? Yeah. Oh, Vince Vaughn. Let's say it's Vince Vaughn because he's so money. He's so damn funny. Vince Vaughn got it going on. He's not a bringer, but he's in the movie Swingers. Yeah. And if you didn't know, Jon Favreau. That's exactly who I'm talking about, bro. Jon Favreau. He don't give a damn because he's an Iron Man. Because I gotta give it up. Got it going on, Bobby Jr. Gonna happen sooner. Robert Downey Jr. It ain't the same because he's in Endgame. Yeah, that's how I'm rolling. Josh Brolin, and Josh Brolin ain't solo, man. He's in Hollow Man, and the rhymes I'll be shaking. Hollow Man, stars, Kevin Bacon.
All right. Hey. All right. Very nice. Very nice. As we say, out of one bad thing and back into another. That's the one thing about hip hop is you have, like an actor, you have to memorize a lot of stuff. It's amazing how they do it. That's right. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they go. You know it better than I do. They carry on for half an hour, and you say, well, and he's still open, and he's got it going on.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what I think the future is.
Okay.
All up here.
How's the number of female hip hoppers? How's that doing?
I think that's exploding because nowadays, you know, as a coach, I'm an improv coach. I tell the women, my women actresses, that they can say things that men can't say.
Got you.
You know, so I encourage all female rappers. I think have a bigger voice nowadays than men because women can call brothers out. You know, women could. I used to coach this female identifying hip hop improv team called Chrome XX.
Okay.
All female, and they did this one hip hop jam about complaining about men, and that was
okay.
The whole jam would be just like men they're so lazy, men they're, you know, so mad love to my female identifying rappers.
Wow. How do you describe yourself?
You know, first thing that comes to mind is a Barack Obama impressionist. You know, I spent 8 great years making lots of money playing the greatest president that ever lived, at least the most handsome president. You know, I took off my shirt. I look good with my shirt off. How many presidents can say that?
Yeah, that's true. How many?
Yeah. So, so I really, you know, and now that Barack Obama, man, some of these kids, they don't even remember Barack Obama being in office.
Wow.
They don't remember. It's like, I'm like, and so I got to find a new thing.
Yeah.
Boy Booker, 2028.
The history that we have. Speaking of which, I understand that you want to talk about history in general. Go for it, sir.
Yes. Well, my new show, Historical Records, premiering this Saturday, March 9th, is some people call it improvised Hamilton, you know, which I think, you know, it's not, you know, Hamilton is so perfect you can't really improvise something like that. But what we do is we get a historical figure from the audience, an American historical figure, and then we do a whole hip hop musical based on that person of history.
Gotcha.
So if they give a suggestion about Harriet Tubman or you know, Thomas Edison, we'll do a whole hip hop musical based on that one figure in history.
Wow. History is it's there. It's what life is all about. Again, there's so many things happening in the world today. We try. Do you ever do when you're doing your routine? Do you talk about history? Where do you get ideas for when you're doing your bed?
Well, that's a good question. Like, we draw a little bit from our knowledge. Again, everything we know about that person, right? And sometimes too, we get suggestions from the audience as well.
Okay.
Like, you know, we play at the height of our intelligence, and we'll of course make mistakes. We might say, "Oh, you know, Harriet Tubman, man, she got a lot of love, man." And then, you know, she liked to push and shove, man. That might be true. I don't know if she was a pusher, but we try to stay pretty historically accurate in our hip hop.
That's it. There's just a lot of good things out there. Do you get a chance to travel around the country, maybe around the world, maybe?
That's my plan. That's my plan post-COVID.
Okay.
That we can tour and hit like the improv festivals, you know, all around America, you know, perform at maybe other venues in different cities of Chicago, New York. Yes. You know, my hope is to take this hip hop improv show to Carnegie Hall. Because once you see real freestyle hip hop improv, regular improv, just was seen kind of bland. You're like, that's just the second draft.
Okay. Is there like a Hall of Fame for hip hoppers yet? They got one of those yet?
I think I don't know if there is. That's a good question. I tell people that, technically I'm an improviser that does hip hop. I'm not really a hip hopper that does. So when it comes to music and like a lot of the stuff that kids do today, I'm a little scratch my head like that mumble rap. I gotta be honest. I'm a little perplexed by but hey,
you get that energy from. My goodness.
I'm stealing from Generation Z.
I was just getting ready to give you some of this right here. That young man's got some, he can take it. He can give it and take it. My goodness. When you're acting roles, I've seen you got a bunch of them. What are the ones that you like to do?
I'm a sucker for, my old heroes, right? I'm very nostalgic. Like one of my favorite shows that we do is called La La Lando.
Okay.
It's a Star Wars musical where I play Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian. And we perform that show in San Francisco and Phoenix and Los Angeles at Star Wars conventions and comic book conventions. And I got to meet Billy D. Williams and, spend a moment and talk with him, and so, I look back on my career playing Obama. That'd be my dream right there, right? Wouldn't that
Did he know, just interrupt for a second, did he know that you did him?
Yeah, he did. He did.
He did.
He saw me do, there's a video of that too.
Oh, that's great.
Of me doing Lando for Lando. And it was just like a high point in my career, because he was my hero. He still is my hero coming up. And so to answer your question, I think what I'm very much guided by is my admiration. Usually when I play a character like Obama, Lando, Black Spider-Man, whatever, I'm usually doing it because I just love that. I'm a fan.
Okay. Wow. I mean, that's wow. I had a chance to meet him one time, and I never will forget it. He's the kind of guy, when you meet him, he really, I'm very happy for what, but there was a lot of pressure on him. But he did well. He did well.
Yes, he has. Yeah, and he's still going.
By the way, he has a daughter who just came out of USC, and now she's changed her name. She's getting into the acting business. So she's not using her last name because she says, I don't want to take anything away. But people do these things.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage, born Nicolas Coppola, wants to go out on their own name, do their own thing. I can dig it.
Do you ever go out to different maybe a college and put on a performance and show them what you're doing?
No, I have not done that. But the funny thing is, I've often looked for public funding for things like that. That's my hope. That my goal and dream would be to get a sponsor, right, to apply for because there's some great grants and stuff. Like I would love to do this historical record show because I love history, and I would love to perform. Get people excited about history again. Isn't that the goal? Wouldn't that be crazy to do a freestyle hip hop show at a high school or a college? And the people, they listen to the hip hop because they love hip hop, but it sparks their interest in history. They go, hey, what if we looked up this character, W.E.B. Du Bois? Let's look him up ourselves. Let's look up, Florence Nightingale. And, they did a great rhyme about it. Was that true?
Right. Mr. Reid, there's another level for you, and I would perhaps write a book.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's true. I have
a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, that's true. I have the only thing about any book that I would write, I've written some plays and stuff like that and some scenes. I've written a ton of, one of my favorite shows was Obamageddon, where it was Obamageddon. Yeah, Barack Obama versus the zombie apocalypse. We premiered that about 10 years ago, right, during the 2012 election. And it's Barack Obama against zombies. We got to take out all the zombies. Don't aim for the head. And it was a stellar show. I mean, just like robots and so I've written for the stage, but I've never written an actual book.
Yes. Ooh, so many things you can do because you've acquired so much knowledge that you could make money and have some fun.
Amen. Well, and also coming up in this industry, right, as a light-skinned Black man, right, I had to write my own roles because, especially before Barack Obama, nobody was writing about, people of mixed heritage. We didn't really exist in television and film, And then 2008 really changed people's perceptions.
No. I'm enjoying talking with you. You have a lot of energy, as we call it. Energy.
I'm talking to you, Ron. This has been real privilege, and I really, this is great.
We've been doing this show now for about 6 years. We like doing it. We don't like doing it. We love doing it. We meet people like yourself. That's why I enjoy doing the show. We meet a lot of good people, and I call it STD, something to do. That's what it is. STD. Something to do. Oh, yeah. But let's see. Let's see. Okay, here's one. Advice that you would give to some of these people that are out here. There's a lot of people that they think they're the man, and you really got something going on. Call man.
Well, that's one thing. I mean, the young people today, they're so blessed. They have access to so much information.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's so many books that I've read or videos that I've watched. Like I love that one Denzel Washington speech that he gives where he talks about goals as opposed to dreams. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
It was great. Denzel has this great speech where he's like, dreams often fuel disappointment. You should have goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And the key to reaching those goals are discipline and consistency.
Okay.
So if there's any, and when I saw that, I was like, oh, I wish I would have heard that when I was in my 20s, because dreams often stay dreams, and they ultimately a lot of times fuel disappointment. But goals, if you say, I'm going to gain 20 pounds of muscle this year, I'm going to learn Spanish so I can double my auditions. I'm going to memorize every hip hop song by Tupac Shakur. Out on bail, fresh out of jail, California dreaming. So this is a step on the scene. I'm hearing people screaming, whatever your goal is, you can control that. And then the key to achieving those goals, discipline, consistency.
Gotcha. We have a few more minutes left. Before you go on the stage, how do you prepare yourself?
That's a really great question. It depends a lot of times on the gig, right? Like my improv show I do Wednesday nights at the Groundlings, right? The Crazy Uncle Joe show. I sometimes perform there Wednesday nights at 8:00, and it's a fabulous show. It's like my favorite improv show to do Wednesday. And we just kind of get there early. We get there. I'm one of those actors who likes to get there way in advance, so just get my mind right? And we will connect a little bit, and we'll warm up. But me personally, I always need a little bit of prayer. I always need to talk to the Almighty and connect with Him a little bit.
Can't go wrong that way.
Yeah. Oh, help me, Lord. Help me. Don't let me forget my lines.
Amen. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Again, like you say, you prepared. I used to call the 7 P's. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. I learned that when I was in the Navy. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. I'm saying it on air so when you take it home with you, you might want to pick that up on. No problem at all. Go for it.
Proper prior preparing.
Right. Proper prior planning prevents.
Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance.
Exactly.
That's right. Okay. Words to live by.
Right. Who's some of the people that you admire in this business?
I admire, the first people that come to mind are all the people that I'm kind of working with, like I really love my peers at the Groundlings. Right now I'm working with Stephanie Courtney a lot, right? It sounds like I'm name dropping. Stephanie Courtney, she's Flo in the Progressive commercials. Right. She's an angel. She's a really great person. And Roy Jenkins also, and Ted Michaels, just the cast of the Crazy Uncle Joe show. I'm very grateful to be performing with them on Wednesday nights because, especially after COVID, it was amazing. I'll say this really quickly. We were doing shows. The Groundlings was the only theater that was prepared after COVID, right? So the Groundlings at the very end of the pandemic, we were doing shows. No other improv school in the world was doing shows. So I was driving to work, 2021, and I was like, what I'm about to do tonight, nobody else in the world gets the privilege of doing. And it was just a strange feeling during the pandemic, being able to do live shows and nowhere else in the world. I think the Pantages Theater was open. They were doing Hamilton, and there was just no other theater in LA. just know if you want to go see a live show, the audience had to prove they were vaccinated. The audience had to wear masks. Remember that? Crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to let you know one thing. We thank you very, very much, Derek, for a wonderful opportunity presentation that you gave us. Learned a lot, my friend. Always, I tell people this: no matter how many degrees you got, or no matter who you are, you can learn something if you have the right attitude.
Amen.
Yes. Okay.
Well, it's been a real pleasure, Ron.
Okay. Looking good, sounding good to me. Thank you very, very much. And oh yeah, please come back again. I knew I was going to say something.
Definitely will.
And in fact, that publicist that we talk about, my dear friend Philip Sokoloff. Oh yeah, knows a lot of folks in the business. Okay.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Jeroma Reid. God bless you, my brother. Take care of yourself. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay, Tony, let's move on. I'd like to let you know that we are asking the Actors Choice Squad to help us get former baseball player Curt Flood into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Now, Curt, who passed away January 20th, 1997, was the husband of one of our wonderful guests, renowned actress Judy Pace. So all you got to do is give us a call, contact us at the TAC office. That's at 213-349-3941. Again, 213-349-3941. Okay? We sincerely thank each and every one of you for being a part of this magnificent award for a great baseball player. Roll it, Tony.
She doesn't take me seriously. So you tell me, what am I doing wrong?
For starters, Baker, you don't know how to come on to a woman.
Yeah, maybe you could give him a few pointers.
See? A woman likes to be manhandled. They like their men strong.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is a good day. I say again, a good day for the person that's here today who wrote a play. Now, she's excited to the best because she's moved from, as we say, out of one bad thing and back into another. She's now as a playwright. She's been an actress for a long, long time and doing good, doing well. A lot of people always say, well, you know, when you become what she's doing, and she's smiling right now, thank you. We call it break that leg, right, Becky? Break that leg.
Yeah. We do, yeah.
Welcome back again. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm watching all this stuff be getting dug out of the archives, stuff I haven't seen in a long time.
Is that right? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's good. As we say in the business, good and fine. But Becky, welcome to the Actors Choice. How does it feel doing a play?
Yeah, it's this one was particularly a dream come true to get it on its feet. It's one of the plays that I've written that is near and dear to me. It's my third play, and a really good friend of mine who I used to work with in Zoo District days, the theater company in Los Angeles, is directing it. And this at the Open Fist Theater, and which is a theater that we actually did Joe's Garage at, where Pat Town is who I'm talking about. He's directing the play that I wrote.
Yes.
And we worked together last time in Joe's Garage where he directed, and I was in it as an actress. Now I'm got a new hat on and I'm playing the role of playwright. So very different. Wow. A little bit of a shock to the system, actually.
You know, one of the things, you've never met me before, and I want to share something with you that I speak when I'm speaking on this class or this show. Has to do with stage. People out here in this business, they will do television, they will do film, but they won't do stage.
That is not my. I know what you're talking about, and that has never been my experience, because the stage was where I was, where I felt most comfortable and where I got the most training as a young person. I went to the Arts High School in Chicago, which is huge with their theater, or was at the time.
Yes.
So to me, the transition from going to theater to film was the more nerve-wracking move.
Yes.
But I know if you live out here and you're raised, with this, that's the industry here, and a lot of young people are coming up in that realm first. So transitioning to theater would probably be very different.
That's one of the things, like I said, and when we do this show, we've been doing this for about 6 years. We love doing it because look at the people that we get to talk to, like yourself. And in talking to them, you get this feeling that they've at the different levels where, yeah, I'm an actress, I'm this, I'm a director, I'm a producer, I'm this, I'm a playwright. You know, can you repeat that word one more time for me? I'm a playwright.
I am a playwright.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, that feels good. I can feel it oozing. I can feel it oozing back at me. Where were you born?
Chicago.
Chicago. Look at that picture. When I saw that one, I said, that one, I'd like to use that one. That's Chicago. Some of my friends.
Beautiful city, yeah.
What was it like growing up in Chicago?
Well, I had two kind of childhoods. My first childhood was just in the suburbs, the West Side, like Brookfield, very suburban, blue collar, a lot of Catholics, you know what I mean? Not a lot of variety.
Yes.
And then my second part of my childhood was when I got to go to the Arts Academy in the city. And that blew my world open. You know, I got to meet people from all different walks of life, and I got to explore the city. And I learned about public transportation, and it sort of set me free to just keep traveling and moving and seeing all kinds of things. So I'm very grateful for that experience. I think I am a very different person from getting to do that.
If you bear with me, I got a couple of films that we want to just talk about that you've had in your life as we move through it. One of them was Straight Talk. Remember Straight Talk?
I do remember Straight Talk, and that was in Chicago.
That was your first one.
It got me my SAG card, yeah.
Yes. Oh, ain't nothing
I had one line, Dr. Shirley. Remember the line.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It was comedy, drama, romance in one film. And you played the role of
girl. I think I was even girl number 2. I think, no, I'm not kidding you. Martin Scorsese's daughter was girl number 1.
Oh, so, okay.
Dominica Scorsese. And at the time, she was telling me, my dad's a director. And I was like, oh, is that right? You know, and I'm thinking like a college, like the guy teaches school or something, and he directs at the university somewhere. And then later on, I saw her last name on the door. Oh, yeah. No, your dad is a director. Yeah, definitely a director, you know, but like that kind of stuff was, you know, lost on me. When you're young, you're not, you know, thinking about, I did not think it's possible for somebody's dad to be Martin Scorsese, you know what I mean? Like,
know what you mean.
Anyway, that was a fun day. Very nice, by the way.
Got you. And then the year 2003, Becky, you came out as an American actress, best known as Grace Polk on CBS's Joanna. They still talking about this one. What was it that you liked?
I got to tell you, this was just like one of the best group of people to ever work with. So kind, so giving. In fact, the show that I wrote, A Froggy Becomes, it previewed this weekend, the first preview. And I haven't seen a lot of those Joan of Arcadia people in a long time. And they all came out and supported and came to the show. And it was just beautiful to see them. And it was well written and it was thoughtful. It was thought provoking, that show. Yes. I mean, it was a sweet family drama, you know, but it was smart. And I remember Joe Mantegna and Mary Steenburgen really fighting to keep that on the air. We really loved doing it. It was Emmy nominated. It was its first year for the best new show. Obviously, Sopranos took it, you know. But like it was nominated. It was the highest rated show on that time slot. But at the time, I believe CBS was just looking for a different demographic of audience. And they let it go for 2 seasons. And then they switched up to something else. And we were really sad about that. But it was nice to see him come out this weekend and support A Froggy Becomes, the play.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. And I see one more in here that we just want to mention. The year was 2019. Film, drama, horror, mystery, role of Erica, called Brightburn.
That's right. That was fun. That was a fun one to do. James Gunn had a hand in producing that. And we knew each other a long time ago too, through the theater world. He used to come out to see a lot of theater, and was friends of friends and that kind of thing. And I've always loved horror. I've always loved the genre, and I've always wanted to be in one. And my dream came true with that film entirely, because not only did I get to be in one, but in my opinion, I got the best death. I got the best, spoiler alert. But it was a great fun role. I had to do a full body cast. All the all the, the gore and the stuff that they had to do to make the scenes look good. It was a lot of fun.
Gotcha. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, we got a little clip. Come on, Rona Tony, roll that sucker. Roll it.
I know it's been difficult for you lately, that you feel different from other kids. You are different. After your dad and I got married, we prayed for a baby for so long.
Wow. Now that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
That was from the trailer, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. That was the trailer. Indeed. Question. What made you decide to go into writing after being a successful working actress?
I'd always been writing. I did a lot of stand-up storytelling. I was part of a group called the Write Club. And a lot of us would get together and write stories, and one-woman show. I did a one-woman show at one point. So I was always writing. I tried my hand at a couple of screenplays at one point. But I've always had the writing bug alongside the acting bug, for sure.
Gotcha.
For sure. And so it's just more when I moved to Nashville, because I've actually moved. I don't live in LA anymore. I moved to Nashville I was going to create a theater program for a school, and then I was going to come right back to LA. But Nashville was full of people hungry to do new works and do things. Yes. And I got commissioned to write one play called In Stitches. And then I got commissioned to write a short play about autism. I started writing more out there and really liking it. And I was really liking Nashville. So I'm still there today. But what was your question? Your question was
what made you decide to go into writing? Yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot more serious writing once I was in Nashville, like writing plays, that is.
Yes.
So
because where do you get ideas from when you're writing a play?
I'm one of those people who steals from real life, because I feel like real life just is always more entertaining than anything I could possibly make. I mean, the stuff that my fellow humans end up doing, being, seeing, the things I don't know. I love to grab those things that I see in life and experience in life. And I, of course, change a lot of things and tweak it, but I work from a realism place. I think I know a lot of people like to go way off and imagine and do that kind of thing, but I see real life and I'm like, someone needs to put that on paper.
Gotcha. Because like I tell people, idea is one of my favorite four-letter words. I love that word, idea, because everything starts with an idea. Everything you do.
Yeah. Well, this play in particular, A Froggy Becomes, all done. It's all done through the eyes of a 7th grade girl. And what inspired me to write this play actually was I came across a box of old cassette tapes. And maybe dating myself at this point, but I found one and it was just didn't have anything written on it, and I popped it in, and it was me in around that age with making a diary. Okay. And talking into the diary, and it's very intense, and I'm sharing all my deepest, darkest secrets in this diary. And I just thought that character, her stakes are so high, and everything is so electric at that age and important. And I just started expanding that character, which became Bumpy Diggs, the little scrappy girl who tries to put together a science fair project while living in a completely dysfunctional home and going through puberty and trying to survive the traumas of 7th grade, and it's all expanded into that story. as a period piece now because it takes place in the 80s as well,
Okay.
right? But that was the impotence for that. That was the way that kind of was born, was just
Got you.
finding that old diary and
Got you.
going, yeah, I want to explore that girl's world through her eye.
I like to do research when I do these shows. And when it said a froggy becomes, I said, okay, becomes what? What are you
Thank
talking
you.
about?
You'll-
Where's it going?
yeah. Yep.
What I said to myself as I read is dedicated to the utmost love and gratitude to her hometown posse back in Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's definitely, I mean, I not only stole from real life for this one, I took their names and I said, your names are so beautiful and plush and delicious. I don't even want to change them. Can I use them? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. I'm still friends with a lot of those people. And I mean, Karen Smigliano, what a great name. Julie Janatopoulos, you know, these names are just like, I'm taking your name. Of course it's not all real. It's fictionalized, dramatized play, you know, but yeah.
How much of you is in this? How much of you is in this play?
Probably a lot more than other plays, I would think, for this one. Yeah.
So where did you get the inspiration for this play?
Like I said, coming across that cassette tape was the very first thing, and then unpacking that world, that place where you kind of, the play lives in a space where you start to realize that your parents don't know everything and your teachers don't know everything, and that you are alone driving your own little life car.
Yes.
And it's both terrifying and exhilarating. It lives right about there. And I'd say for kids with like dysfunctional homes or alcoholic parents, that kind of thing, they discover that a little faster. So a little earlier. And she's discovering that through the course of this play. And it's a play that moves. I think it's moving. I think it's a lot of fun too. It's a romp. It goes fast. It's short. It's an hour long. It's very vibrant, colorful. It's done in a very magical realism setting.
There's something that's waiting for you, and that is, as a playwright, they turn it into a movie. What do you say?
You know, it's funny you say that, because at one point I was trying to get this thing going around, and then COVID hit and went on. Anyway, I had written a film version of it because Nashville Film Festival was coming to town, and I thought I could tweak this ever so slightly, and it could be a very interesting, fun indie film. And it ended up winning the national quarterfinalists, or the Nashville Film Festival quarterfinalists or whatever, as a film version. So yeah, I can see it coming. Maybe so.
Wow. Now again, as looking at different places down the line, do you see yourself down the line, say, as a director?
I have directed mostly theater for young audience plays.
Okay.
When in Nashville. But yeah, no, I absolutely would love to direct, and it would be more in the theater world though.
Okay. Here's a name for you. Pat Town.
Yep, I'm at his house right now. He's putting me up in Los Angeles.
You and that lady have something going on. Tell us about it.
Me and that man.
I'm sorry. Oh,
no, and his wife, Pat. Yeah, Pat Town and I were both in Zoo District Theater Company together.
Okay.
And he has directed many a plays there, but he also directed me in Joe's Garage at the Open Fist Theater, and that was way back. Oh man, that was like in 2000. I can't even remember what year that was. It was in the late 2000s.
Yes.
2008, 2009. But yeah, we've known each other for a really long time. And when I sent his wife this play, his wife is an amazing writer, Brett Pazel. She's an amazing writer. She's written books and all kinds of stuff. And so I sent it to her originally just to look at it, you know, as a friend, like, tell me what you think. And I did have a secret hope that she'd pass it along to her husband, and maybe he'd want to direct it. And that's exactly what happened. So it worked.
Wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Overall synopsis of the play, please.
Oh, I hate when you make me do this.
All right, let's move on.
It's the one-liner. They're the hardest.
Yes. All right. And here's one of my favorite questions. I love to use this question, and that is, How does it feel standing or sitting at the Atwater Village Theater and seeing that play up there, and you wrote it?
It's a very, very proud moment, and I'm very humbled, to be honest, to see the amazing actors pouring all of their energy and sweat and tears into something to make my dream come true. And honestly, it makes me cry thinking about it. It's just very touching and very cool to see. I recommend anyone try doing this because it's thrilling.
Wow, that's beautiful. Here's another one of my favorite questions I love to put out. What excites you the most about this play?
Well, working with Pat always excites me because I feel like we work really lovely together, and we've got the same kind of, we come from the same theater cult, I like to say. That's exciting to me. Also, just it's so hard to start from a seed and you write it and then you rewrite it and then you pitch it around and then it gets a reading here and a staged reading there and people like it, but then they're not doing anything with it, and it can go on and you feel like, several times this play was set to go, and then one of the times COVID happened, the other time they lost the theater space, and so it almost feels like these like miscarriages happening, right? You've got this baby that you're trying to get out into the world. And so when it finally took this year with Open Fist Theater, it just finally feels like, man, this is amazing that it took a long time just to even get to this point, right? Wow. And I don't think people see that unless you're a writer, but that journey that you take to get this child out into the world.
Previews. Can you tell us about that?
Previews? Yeah, they were last weekend. And it's always very exciting because you're never ready for them. So
really?
what previews are rehearsals with the luxury of audience members being there with you to go to fuel you and to learn what is working and what is not. So now we're spending this week doing a lot of tweaking and seeing what more we can do to just make it a fuller, brighter, better show. And hopefully it will be ready by opening night. But really, it's always a process. It's always a process. If it's not, it gets boring. So hopefully they'll discover things throughout the entire run.
Lady, you got a good attitude.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Ron.
It's nice to be met by you. It's definitely. Ticket prices, please.
Ticket prices?
Ticket price.
What? Did you say ticket price?
Yes,
I don't even know.
I can read it for you.
Okay, good.
Okay, $30 general admission, $25 for seniors and vets, $20 under, and appropriate for ages 12 plus. Okay.
And we have a student. I think there's a student. Is there a student thing in there?
I didn't see one, but it just said
everyone under 30, right?
Yeah, under 30. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right.
So we got those going out of the way. Just a lot of good things happening. Tony, there's that picture. Thank you, Tony. Tony he thinks ahead of me. I love doing that. That's where you're going to be going, ladies. That's where you're going to be going, ladies and gentlemen. 3269 Cassitas Avenue in Los Angeles, 90039.
And you could go to openfist.com too to just get tickets or to look at it. You know what I mean? To get all that information.
Wow. Anything else you want to say about that play?
Come see it.
Hey, that's what I was about to say. Come see it. Ladies and gentlemen, don't miss this one, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Becky, you done it. You done it, my dear. Thank you so much for being here. Please thank your publicist. We call her Susan D. Gordon.
She's amazing. She's doing good work, man.
And so are you, lady. Thank you so very, very much. Becky Wahlstrom, God bless you and keep on. And remember, breaking leg.
Thank you. God bless you.
Okay. I want to thank our sponsor, Harvey Brandman, Photography is an Art. Ron Irwin's Lose Life, The Way to Lose Weight. Larry Buford's book To the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule. State Farm agent Carla Green and veteran actor Rob Brownstein's actor training facility, An Actor's Space. Much thanks for our guest today, writer, director, actor, Derek Jeremy Reid. And then this nice lady just saw a few moments ago, playwright, actress, Becky Wahlstrom. The Actor's Choice is a presentation of B&B Productions. Rudolph Brewington is the president. Sydney Chandler, she's the executive producer. Special thanks to our ever growing audience. We thank you. We love you. We thank you. I'm Ron Brewington. Be well. and we'll see you next time. Take care.